So what are the 7 main jobs that can increase a woman's risk of ovarian cancer? So there was a research article in the Occupational and Environmental Medicine journal that there are several occupations and exposure to several things in the workplace that can increase your risk of ovarian cancer. A study was done in Canada looking at ovarian cancer in women between the ages of 18 to 79 and between 2010 and 2016 using hospital data. The study compared 491 Canadian women with ovarian cancer and 897 women without the disease. Analysis showed an increased rate of ovarian cancer for women who have spent 10 years or more in this occupation. So these are the 7 jobs that increase your risk of ovarian cancer: accountant, hairdresser, barber, beautician, sales or retail worker, clothes maker, and construction worker. Rates were also higher for those exposed to things like cosmetic talc, ammonia, hydrogen peroxide, hair dust, synthetic fibres, polyester fibres, organic dyes, pigments, and bleaches. So for instance, for accountants, I read a comment on an article that exposure could be due to a compound called bisphenol A, also known as BPA, which is a compound that's also found in the production of plastics. Bisphenol A was used for the production of thermal paper and has been banned in Europe since 2020, as these are found to be endocrine disruptors. So the authors in the journal have stated that certain occupations and industries and specific occupational exposures may be associated with increased cancer risk, and further research is needed to provide a more solid grounding for any inferences in this regard. I personally am not convinced that just because you spend 10 years or more being a hairdresser or a beautician that increases your risk of ovarian cancer, or because you spend 10 years or more as an accountant or sales and retail worker that increases your risk of ovarian cancer, because there's so many other factors involved. You have to consider, family history, if there is any genetic history, such as the BRCA1 or BRCA2 genes. If your mom or grandparent had the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes, that increases the risk of breast cancer, which also increases your risk of ovarian cancer. There are other factors, as I mentioned, obesity. There is having like an abnormal ovarian cyst. So I think it's not just as simple as saying, oh, if you had this occupation, for many, many years, or if you were exposed to this bleach or this pigment, that increases your risk of ovarian cancer for it to be significant enough. And I think more research is needed. I don't think that this article has any strong or concrete evidence to say that women in these occupations can increase your risk of ovarian cancer. And that is just my personal opinion.